Hey YouTube, Phase on Juke here. Sorry it's taken so long to bring you guys this deck list video. This is the deck I used at YCS Philly. I meant to upload it a lot earlier, but I've been really busy with school, midterms mainly, and college. Anyways, it's a very reliable build. It's very fast. It's very aggressive, and when it needs to be, it can also play very defensively. It's also very control oriented, and the deck does not depend on Judgment Dragon. Anyways, here we go. 2 Judgment Dragons. He's just your boss, everyone knows that. Celestia, Lightsworn Angel. 2 of them. Lila. I think Lila's my favorite Lightsworn monster, actually. I like to keep her on the field more than like any other Lightsworn. Her and Arcus. Double Wolf. They're mainly just for Lumina fodder and solar recharge. Sometimes they get milled, sometimes they don't. Double Arcus, one of the best Lightsworns. Prevents anything from being targeted. Screws up a lot of my opponent's plays. Double Raikou. I don't really use him that much, but he's just another name in the grave. 1 Gareth for the extra draw power every now and then. 1 Lumina. 1 Jane. 2 Honest. 1 Effect Veiler. I tried 2. It usually ends up as being dead in your hand. 1 Effect Veiler works fine. Helps against just about any deck. Stops the effect of whatever monster they're going to use. 1 Gores. 1 Necrogardener. 1 Plague Spreader. 1 Card Trooper. This card helps out so many ways in regulating dead cards in the hand. You can send a wolf back to the top of the deck and mill it. So many things you can do with this card that are beneficial. Gold Sarcophagus. It's lovely opening up with this card on the first turn, because usually when you Gold Sarc on the first turn, you get to see what kind of hand you have. You get to see how many potential Lightsworns you can dump in the grave, and you Gold Sarc for your Judgment Dragon if you can get a bunch of Lightsworns in the grave that turn. And this makes your opponent think, oh crap, I gotta win in 2 turns, otherwise Judgment Dragon's gonna screw me over. When you might not even be able to summon Judgment Dragon in 2 turns or something, but this makes your opponent play very aggressively, and a lot of the times they make lots of mistakes just because you Gold Sarc on the first turn. Very good card. 1 Pot of Duality. Running more than 1 is inconsistent. This deck does need special summon. You never know when it needs to special summon. You never know when you need to explode with this deck. Running more than 1 Pot of Duality can screw up those plays. 1 Pot of Duality works fine to just grab whatever card you need. You could grab that Charged Light Brigade, that extra name you need, that Judgment Dragon, that Lumina, that Celestia, who knows. 1 Charged Light Brigade for obvious reasons. 3 Solar Recharge. 1 Monster Reborn. This works really well in the deck, really well. There's so many situations where I've been able to either steal my opponent's monster and sync for like a Blackwing Synchro, or do some crazy retarded crap with this and Call of the Haunted on top of a Lumina summon that turn, and then normal summon still. Lots of crazy things. 1 Monster Reincarnation, just in case you lose a Celestia or a Judgment Dragon. Foolish Burial, not really for Wolf, usually to dump another name or something. 1 Cold Wave. You use this before you're going to go for your big plays. If you have Cold Wave and Trunade in your hand, you use one of them to bait out whatever negation trap they have, and then you just use the other. A Dark Hole. This is really good when you're about to explode. You having a field doesn't really matter. You don't really need one. You can wipe your entire field and then explode with the JDs and then Lumina. 2 Royal Decree. This card is better than Trapstun in my opinion. There are so many times where this card stays on the field for like 2 or 3 turns before actually getting destroyed. And since I run 2 of them, most people don't know I run 2 until I activate the second one. They get rid of the first one, they're like, yes, got rid of Royal Decree, and then I use the second one. Beckoning Light. Again, this should only be running 1. You don't really need to be grabbing your Judgment Dragon back from the graveyard all that often. That's why I only use 1 Reincarnation and 1 Beckoning Light. 1 of each is fine. The deck's consistent enough that you should win without Judgment Dragon, like I said before. One Solemn Warning. I only run one because you don't want to be paying your life points a lot with this deck. And two, it's a good card, but it's not the greatest thing since Sliced Bread. I use it just to basically stop a summon that would screw me over. I don't use it against any summon. But if I have a major advantage against my opponent, and I don't want them to get off any summon, I'll use it. But most of the time, it's just to stop like whatever would screw me over the most. One Mirror Force. I don't even need to say why that's in there. And one Call of the Haunted, because using Call of the Haunted after you use your own Royal Decree or something, chaining your Call of the Haunted to your Royal Decree is like the funnest thing ever. And then still being able to summon off of your Lumina's special summon, and then still being able to Monster Reborn that turn is ridiculous. I'll show you guys the side deck. I haven't changed it at all since Philadelphia, because I haven't really been playing that much. But you have 2 7 oh, this is not in order, but 1 7 tools, 1 Effect Veiler. I'd only side this in against, I don't even remember which deck, I think it was X-Sabers to stop the Bogart Knights. 2 Consecrated Lights, just to stop all the Blackwing plays, but it didn't really help out that much because they would set 5 back row or something and then activate Pot Duality or cards for Black Feathers, and then they use like 2 or 3 in the same turn. 1 DD Crow, it's good against just about any deck. Lighted Destruction, very good against Lightsworns. I actually played one mirror match, and I made the kid mill like almost his entire deck. The only sucky thing is that I think he played 1 Monster Reincarnation or something, and it happened to be in his first hand. So that kind of messed me up on Lighted Destruction, because I helped him mill 4 Lightsworn targets for the Judgment Dragon in his hand, and then I couldn't get rid of it. 1 Soul Release, again, good against just about any deck. Another Lighted Destruction. Mystical Ref Panel. I only got to use these in like 1 duel against a Blackwing duelist, but the duel I used it against him, it was pretty funny because he activates Pot of Duality, and then I got to pick up the cards off the top of my deck, and he wasn't allowed to special summon that turn still, and he couldn't activate another one. And I also used it against a card for Black Feathers. He removed from play his Blackwing monster, and then I got to draw 2. It was pretty epic. 1 Kaiko, again, good against anything that needs to have a graveyard. Excuse me. 1 Solemn Warning. I don't remember which deck I used this against. If I noticed my opponent was being really spammy with summons, I threw this in. Another Consecrated for Blackwings. Another 7 tools. And 1 Cyber Dragon. Depending on how much how many traps my opponent ran, I'd throw Cyber Dragon in. He's good to just go Cyber Dragon, then my opponent would like bottomless him or Solemn Warning him, and then I'd summon my real monsters. He was also good against the Machina matchup, but I never got to play against them. That's basically the deck. I don't really use synchros that much. I mean, occasionally I summon them, and when I do, I almost always summon the same one, my favorite synchro monster, which is Mistworm, but here's what I do use. I use this to beat someone. I love Tempest Magician. I also used Armory Arm against someone else. Very good card. Underrated. And then here are my tokens. You have the Great Pharaoh Atem. You have your Synchro Dark Magician. Red Eyes Black Dragon. And of course Blue Eyes. Anyways, I'll try to be making more videos soon. Like I said, I've just been really busy with school. Comment, rate, subscribe, and all that good stuff. See you later, YouTube.